This is pretty good, I must say. So I did all of this with help of anti-gravity while I was waiting for my codecs to replenish in terms of the usage. So yeah, while I was waiting, I just prompted, I want a starting screen, be right back screen, a main screen to set up, and it also helped give me the masks you need for the camera. And then the UI was generated. So I've never done this before. So it's actually website technology, so HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and it's rendering website. It's like an iframe, and it renders in the into Streamlabs. So yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing in that sense. So yeah, really excited about this. So that top panel is more like it's called a social call out, and then the what is it? The chat. I've called it synthetic chat because it is fake. I'm just testing this out, and I don't really expect to have anyone commenting anyway. So I just wanted to have something there just to see what it felt like, and I can probably add some frequently asked questions that no one is asking into it. So that's what I've done, just so I can kind of test out this whole streaming thing. And yeah, kind of branded it like my website. It is Michael UI. It's not material. Someone commented the other day about the acronym, and I shouldn't have done it, but I chose this acronym before I even knew people referred to material design as MUI. Yeah, so what I plan to do with this this experiment is I'm gonna run a couple of live web component builds, and it'll probably either be something like a chart, so maybe a pie graph or something really basic. That's what's missing from my design system at the moment. So we'll start simple, and then we'll progressively get a little bit more technical, I guess, with our graphs that we'll be looking to add. I had a rough idea that we'd be using Canvas under the hood, because on an audio player that I created recently, yeah, I ended up using Canvas to render the kind of the audio waves, and you can actually interact with the canvas through the web component. So I thought, oh, maybe Chart can leverage Canvas. So that's what I'm going to try out, and it seems like it is pretty common to do that. So I'll be looking to do that soon. And yeah, I just want to showcase how I'm prompting it. So I'll be using Codex, the latest version, so Sol. I'll be using it on the low tier of usage, so I don't burn through it all. And yeah, should be a good little exercise to see if others can learn anything from it. Yeah, so that's kind of why I've built this little fake streaming experience for now, just to kind of see how it all could operate. But I think it would be useful. One thing I've worked on recently, well, today I woke up and I was like, oh, let's improve my drop-down experience. So I ended up adding a specific menu component. So this is the part that appears when you click the drop-down action, the menu appears. So we've got quite a few stories here that I've been working through, and unfortunately for me, it's been quite a highly intensive day looking at different UI and seeing how it scales across the system. So this is relatively quite simple. There's a couple of actions with a divider, but as we start to scroll down, we start to see a bit more, a few other compositions starting to appear. So we have a search input and different sizes. So this is the medium size. You can start to see how the radius actually works with the menu itself, And as we come down here, it starts to get a bit more generous, a lot more space. So yeah, I'm just kind of working through this experience. We've got active and disabled here. And then kind of looking at how select works within the same kind of experience. So this is highly composable. You can kind of slot in what you want. Some things that are prescribed is the sizing. So if you set size medium onto the menu, it will actually push down to the children. So it will push down to the, in this case, the select. It will have a specific size, and then the actions will have a specific size, just so we have that kind of harmony that scales through the system without the user having to add all the different sizes themselves. This only occurs on the immediate children. If you wrap it, it ignores it, so you can have a bit more flexibility. But yeah, that's kind of the approach I'm taking with my system in this case. And you can see the date picker, similar experience. Yeah, I had to do a little bit of work here to ensure that the minor details were respected in this sense. So the border radius actually turns off when you slot in an action. However, the border radius up here still is respected as well. This one needs a little bit more work. And then we have switches slotted into buttons, and yeah, the specific sizing is adopted based on the different size of menu. There's a few new components in here, so the file icon component that I added, and that pulls in from the VS Code CDN, which is quite I think it's quite a creative way of doing it. Yeah, so that's a component that I've kind of fleshed out a little bit further. It used to be just a basic drop down like this, and I always expected to dive a little bit deeper into the menu itself and making it far more composable. And that's what I did today. Okay, while we're at it, maybe we could go through the prompt component. So we've added a couple of new features in terms of a context bar. We've added some visual tweaks, so opt-in kind of making the input seem a bit more lively, and you can customize it how you would like it to be. So if you want more of a monotone color or more of a rainbow-like color, you can introduce that. I think the better example might be under compositions. So let's go the agent chat composition. It's like a full kind of, not a full page, but close to, with many different components from the system coming together and showcasing how the smaller parts actually build out a potential experience that we might be familiar with. So this is heavily inspired by Codex in terms of their design patterns, I guess, but under the hood we're all using my components. So we're using toggle accordion here, which is then wrapped into its own worker-based component, basic typography components. We have a results component here, which allows you to slot in file diff components, really building out that pattern of seeing what the agent or AI is modified, and you can dive into that a little bit deeper. And this is just the prompt window, an example of using the context bar, being able to steer maybe a prompt. It's quite common it is becoming quite a common practice in terms of having an additional item above the window that you're prompting into. So I feel like that's become a pattern that we can probably look to start to adopt and make official. Yeah, so those are a couple of things that I've explored recently. And yeah, I'm going to continue fleshing out my own design system. I'm going to add a chart, a couple of chart components, which will be basic, and then we'll look at more complex charts that we can look to add into the system as well. So I'll look forward to doing that. I need to wait for my codecs to reset again. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to record another one of these videos and do an update. Thank you.